what are some of the barriers for parents' involvement in children's life?
I would say sometimes as mothers, we value our careers more than motherhood. I would say motherhood is a beautiful calling if we are able to embrace, rather than look at it as a deterrent to my agenda of reaching somewhere, maybe in my career. But rather than that, if we can embrace what motherhood is about, I would say that helps us, to be able to not make motherhood a barrier for achieving something in my life. Sometimes that I see a lot of that in a lot of women today, and therefore they don't want to get married, they don't want to have children, looking at this as being a hindrance to achieving certain goals that they have. But I would say it does not necessarily have to be a deterrent. It can make you, a totally different individual. Motherhood changes you in a lot of ways, and it's for the better. And so I would say we can embrace motherhood and embrace all of the challenges and still achieve some of those things that we can.
In fact, some of our best times, we give it to our companies, and our children don't get our best times. And when we are old, then we want our children. By the time they are also giving their best time to somebody else and not to their parents. So it's a kind of a vicious cycle if we don't again plan it, and prioritize it, saying that I'm going to spend this time with my children. These kind of careers can come as a barrier otherwise. And also I would say a lot of selfishness. Today there is so much of narcissism. It's all about what I want to achieve. This is what I've aimed in life. I want to buy a boat. I want to do that. I want to go to that country. It's all about what I want. And we are not available for even our children, our spouse. And so that's also a big barrier. Selfishness, the drive to achieve something, and missing out on growing up years, because there is no retirement for a father. This role doesn't have retirement. Even when my companies throw me out, I have to come back home, and my home will not throw me out. So I need to be sensitive to the fact that this role cannot be ignored for the role of a managing director, role of a vice president or whatever. I cannot ignore this God-given role, which I received from God through this son or through this daughter whom the Lord has given.
So I would say definitely what you're saying is we need to balance. So the important part is to prioritize, and put it in your calendar to spend time with your spouse, with your children, maybe in your annual, planning, vacation, a time out with the family. Make sure you schedule all that in, because you can have a very busy schedule, and that can take away all of your time if you don't prioritize. And then the family feels left out, that you're not in their life. And rather than that happening, learn to balance, learn to prioritize, tell them, that they are important by choosing to spend.
Let's put some priority. First God, then your spouse, then your children, then comes your work or your ministry or whatever you're doing, and then your availability for the world. If you turn that the other way around, your availability for the world is number one, then your job, then your children, then your spouse, then you. It's not a healthy thing. So to put things in priority, I think helps us to give the needed time, to balance our life.